Yeah, so just updating this form to this form as much as possible. I think the issue is this form is sort of like Salesforce no longer supports. If I remember correctly, it no longer has the like support of Salesforce, so we need to of form assembly, so we need to update the new one for that connection as well.
Okay.
So yeah, if you could walk me through like how we would set up the connectors to get this information and data filled in Salesforce, that would be awesome.
So do you know how, I don't know how the other form worked. Was it like an email sent out with the connections to the to the right records, or was it, were they filling in information and was there a lookup?
I'm not 100% sure. My understanding is that an email would be sent out to the reviewers, who would then fill out this form, and then the reviewer would indicate the pass fail. If it was that's the limit of my my knowledge on this particular form.
All right, hang on. 4, 6, 3, 4. Okay, I'm just looking at the old form to see how it's configured. All right, so the way the old form is working is the account ID. So an email must be being sent out, right? And then when the email gets sent out, the account ID is attached to the link that they're clicking on in the email address. I mean, in the email link. So it must say, you know, click here, and then it must be, it's passing the account ID. So for the new one, the first thing you need to do is you would have to go in and go to the connector, and you're going to do a lookup on the account object. Yeah, when the form opens.
Okay.
So this first thing, so that first one is going to be, it's going to be a lookup on the account object.
On the account, so we change this to account.
Right, because that's the way that's how the other one's working right now. It's based off account.
Okay.
Yep, and then you're going to the lookup. You're going to do in the lookup. Yep, and it's going to be the account ID equals, and it's going to be a unsafe parameter, which is VID. Yeah, just type VID.
Just ID.
VID. It's
Oh,
venture
VID?
ID. Yeah, V as in Victor. Yep.
Any capitalization, or is that not?
No, that has lowercase. So that's the parameter that you're gonna pass over. And then that's it on that.
Okay. And then do we need this condition as well, or is this not needed?
Nope, it's just looking at, because you're passing the ID. Yep. Prefill. Yep, that's right. And then there should be a field mapping. Then you've got to map the fields. So yeah. On your form, on the form, do you have the venture name on the form?
On the form, yes.
Okay, so this will fill so now you want to, that will fill that. Yeah.
Okay.
So venture name, right?
Oh.
Venture name, and then that's going to get pre-filled with the account name.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. And are there any other, I think there are a bunch of other fields. So we need founder name as well, right?
Yeah, if those are on the account, if you want to pre-populate them.
Okay. That'd be just account name, right?
The founder name? No, I think the founder name would be separate. It would be whoever, I don't even know if that's captured separately on the account,
Okay.
because that would be a contact, the contact.
Okay, so would be under just contact?
Hang on, let me look in Salesforce, because I don't think on the ventures we have the founder name on the account record. Yeah, we don't have that on the account record. So I don't know.
There's no founder name?
Yeah, there's not a founder name.
Okay, so we have to change this to account for that.
So what are you trying to do here? Because this is your there's different things, information here. You have account information. It looks like you have contact information. It looks like you have education information.
I did not create this form. I was given this form by the venture team. My understanding is that they want to fill. This is the review process of a venture's pitch, and they want to like document as much, give as much data for that as possible about the founder.
Okay, we don't have the way the system's set up right now. We don't have like founder name, founder degree. You know, we have a contact record. We have an account. We have a contact records, and then we have education tied to the contact records. It's just different records. It's not all on the account record.
Okay, how would we change the form to account for that?
What's the teammate one, teammate two? And I don't.
I'm interpreting that as members of the founder's team, because it would be like a student team and they would have other teammates. I'm not quite sure why that's a category. But yeah, this form is like, we can edit this form as much as possible as needed. The main purpose is to sort of copy and update this form in terms of reviewing what parts were given. I believe this was just mocked up by someone a couple of weeks ago who was not familiar with the Salesforce system.
Yeah, see, the other form is a very simple form. It basically brought up the information about the account, and then it saved the information to the pitch object, and that was it. That's all it was. This is adding additional fields that we don't have on the account level.
Yeah.
That would have to get created. This is going to be pretty involved actually to do. This isn't going to be easy.
Yeah.
Problem. So all these, because these don't these don't correspond to what's stored on the pitch object today.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first saw this. I was wondering if it.
Yeah, it's not a one-to-one, so this is totally. Wow.
I think the goal of this form is to sort of, they want to have a ranking system that they can use and have a definitive value for each pitch and ranking each pitch. I'm not sure if something like that already exists in Salesforce, or if how that is completed.
Yeah. Hang on, just looking. Because this would be which is this? This is for what pitch? The
for ready stage.
Ready stage pitch. Okay, hang on. Is this new? Well, before
It
we
was created in
had,
the last month, this form.
yeah, because we had like set stage coaching session, whiteboard session, gap pitch, business model pitch, solution design pitch, office hours, ready stage review. So there wasn't a ready stage review prior, right?
Not to my knowledge. I somewhere I remember seeing something similar, but that may have just been this form.
Could you scroll down, William, for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all new. We have to create all new fields in Salesforce for these questions and everything and set it all up.
How would you suggest? Would it be possible if we like updated this form? Could we like in the comment section just like put a number in that, and that could be counted?
Then you're not
Base
going
as
to be able to
opposed to-
rank it or anything because you need the numbers that won't work out. And plus it's updating the wrong fields, right? The fields on the other form are specific fields in Salesforce that are getting updated. So we would have to create, if they want to capture founder name, founder degree, things like that, we'd have to create those fields on the account, the way this is set up. We'd have to create, we already have value proposition as a field on the pitch. We'd have to create, we have the pass already. We have to create the other ranking fields that you have new.
Do you know where I can find the details on this section, like what objects and parameters exist that have these values?
So that's updating pitch. So on this form, right? So this form, the way this current form works,
Yeah.
the old form, it basically an email sent, it passes the account ID in the email, and basically it pre-fills the venture. It pre-fills the venture name. So it basically pre-fills the venture name that's on that form, and then basically what it does is all the information that's below that venture name, it takes that and creates a pitch record, because it's mapping those fields to fields within Salesforce on the pitch object.
Okay.
So basically you're pre-populating the form with the account name, and then all the information that they enter in is stored on the pitch object.
Okay. So it's directly related to the pitch object.
Yes, right. So there's different types of pitch objects, right? So we'd have to set it up so that those fields would I think we're going to have to create up a new record type for the pitch object, because we don't have one for the ready stage.
Okay.
And then we'd have to add new fields for in Salesforce. The first step, we have to get Salesforce set up so it can receive all the information in the proper places. And then we would go in and map the form. The form's gonna have to be changed a little bit, cleaned up.
So how would we go about setting up the new pitch objects in Salesforce?
You're gonna have to look at the first thing is you're gonna have to create the record type, which I don't know. I guess that's a ready stage. I don't know what you guys are calling it. So you go object manager and you go pitch. And then if you go down to record types on the left-hand side, you'll see that there's different record types that are set up for the different pitches.
Which
The record types, right on the left-hand side, yep. So as you see, there's office hours, solution design pitch, business model pitch, gap funding pitch, white paper boarding session. I don't know what this is that you guys are doing, so you'd have to create a new record type.
Okay. And this would be a new record type that would store in the data of this form.
Right, correct. And then we have to add the fields.
Okay. And the fields
So,
would like problems.
So those questions like problem statement, rigor of customer interviewing, and then you just set them up as pick list values from 1 to 5.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. So we would just do like we call it ready stage review. And beyond that, how would we add to that?
You need to put a label. So I guess the label would be the same, ready stage review. And then you want to just click active. And then you want to click make available on just click the top. Yep, and then go down, go next. Oh shit. You're gonna have to cancel out of this because you're gonna have to create up the page layout first. Because it's gonna ask you for the page layout. Let's go to page layout. And just do a new page layout, and then just put it as ready. And just copy one of the, copy one of the existing ones as a, yeah, I would just do one of those to save. Yeah, that's fine. We need something to start off with, and we can change it. Now go to record types. And now you can create that record type. Yep, and just activate that. And then make available to everything. And then select page layout, which we just created. Yep, and then just hit save. Now you're going to have to go to the fields and relationships and create the fields for each of those questions.
So it would be.
So you
just add them to here.
Yeah, you're going to create new fields. They're going to be pick lists. and you want to click enter values. You don't want to use global. And then just put, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it comma separated or space separated?
Line separated. It's 1 through 5, right? I think that's what it was in that form.
That should be right.
Yep, just take the defaults there.
Okay.
And you just want to put it on, uncheck the box that says add field at the very top in the bar, the title bar, and then just add it to the ready stage review page. And now you have to do that for the other fields, yeah. I mean, you have a lot of fields on there. You have making size comment, market size comment, competitive research comment. So those are going to be text fields.
Okay. And then once that's completed, what would be the process at that point? Or should we just do that?
Once you get that completed, then you're going to have to go in and go to this form. I don't know if you want to leave it the way it is laid out right now or clean it up or
is there anything about it that you think needs to be cleaned up immediately just by looking at it?
It's really personal preference. I'm not a big fan of putting numbers down like the way they have the number. It's just kind of, 1, 2 down the side like that, but that's okay. That's fine. I mean, as long as these are set up as fields like properly and we can get access to them on the back end. So if you go into configure it and we can do through the connector, we can connect. So just go, I'll set you up for the one field you just created. So if you go to, go into, yep. So we did the pre-fill, right?
Yes.
Then what you want to do is you want to go to let's see, hang on. You want to go to the connectors, back out on the other connectors on the side. You want to go to form submitted. And form submitted, configure. And then you're going to create a pitch. So you would, you want to say create pitch. Yep, that's it, the pitch underscore. And so then you're going to fill in the count. See if you can change that a field from your form, see if it will take the parameter. If not, you're going to have to steer it. No, on the where it says a field in your form, see if you can change that drop down.
Okay.
An ID, it should be an ID from the object above. Oh no, because we don't have the shit. We don't have the, that's in the pre. You're gonna have to, how are you gonna do this? You're gonna have to put on that form, you're gonna have to go back to the form. And you're gonna have to put a account ID on the form as a hidden variable.
So
Yeah, so you're just gonna create basically a text or in hidden, yeah, one of the other two, this is account ID, just make sure it's hidden, yep. That's all you need, submit it, not save it, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
And once you save that, we want to go back to connectors. And we want to, in connectors, we want to go into the preform, the prefill configure. And we want to, after actually this needs to be changed, right? Did we save this? This should have been, so this should be a lookup on the account.
Okay.
Need to edit that. That should be the account ID. Yeah, and then unsafe. No, unsafe query program is right. Just change that to Victor ID. Yeah, exactly. And save that. And then you don't need those. Yep. And so now you're going to map the venture name to the account name. And you're going to map the account ID hidden field we just created to the VID, to the account ID rather, Salesforce field, account ID.
Oh, it's just account ID?
Yep. And then just make sure you save that.
Okay. And if there's anything else?
I don't know what the campaign member, I don't know what that's for, so you delete that. Obviously, they must have copied another form or something. Looks that way.
Okay. So and then back to the
So go back connectors, then go to the form submit area. We're not creating a new account record, we're creating a new pitch record. So the first one is the should be pitch. Should be like pitch ID or something.
right?
Rob, so we're gonna do record type ID. We have to do record type ID. That's what we want. Sorry. Nope. And you're gonna just change that drop down. Nope. Record ID. Yep. And you're gonna just do a formula text.
Where do I find the formula text?
Get their value from where it says no object is defined. You want to change that to formula. And now we have to go back to, let me see. It's going to jump over back to Salesforce where you created that record type. Sorry.
Where
That's why I'm saying it's pretty involved.
Yeah, in the object manager.
Yeah, so we want to be in pitch, go down to the record types. Click on the ready stage review. And then in the very top, in the URL bar, you'll see where it says record types / you want to grab that ID, that 0123M000, very top in the URL. Yep, that's the ID. Nope.
Just the inside file, just the ID.
Yep. Cut that. We're going to paste that into that formula. That's the record type ID. Just click a check mark. Yep. And now we're going to map all the fields. So any of the fields that
so this would just be all of these, the problem statement.
Yeah, as well as there's other fields at the top that you're going to map to, right? So
yes.
Reviewer name, review date, like the reviewer's name, I think is like judge's name or something that we use. In the past, we always use judge's name. Unless it was changed.
Coach name. Be coach, president, pitch.
Yeah, I guess it looks like it's been changed since I worked on this, so it used to be judge's name. That's all I know.
Do you know how we would verify that?
Hang on, let me look in Salesforce, see what they did. Yeah, judge's name is gone. It says name of coach. Is that what it? Is that
Name
the
of
right field?
Okay.
I'd say use that.
Then
It's a field from your form. Which would be reviewer name.
And then just do that for each.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go through and do that for each field.
And if a field's not in there, then
You gotta
I guess we should try and do the we just do founder name now. Makes sense. You know what founder name would be under, or is that a new item?
We don't have founder name on the account or in the pitch, so I don't know.
What was the previous? Should I just recommend to get rid of this section, or?
I would, because we don't have that information. We don't capture at the pitch level.
Because we have venture names, so that can be located.
Yep. Well, that's going to come up as defaulted, right? Based off of.
And the venture should have the if you were to search the venture name, it should have this information in it. I understand.
Well, we don't have founder name is not on an account object in Salesforce. It's on contacts objects. So you're adding big complexity, because then you have to actually do a lookup to the contacts, figure out who the founder is. And then if you want to capture education information, that goes on the education object. So it gets pretty complex real quick.
Right. So that should be it. And then once, so the things I would have to add all the items below here.
Yeah, you have to add all those items into Salesforce, add them to the proper page layout that we just created.
Is there anything I would have to add for the comments?
You'd have to add text fields for those. We don't have those specific comment fields.
And then the calculation, I would just do is there like an integer field or something?
Reviewer, calculate the sum of the 7 questions. I don't know why they do that here. Why would they? He's going to submit it no matter what, right? I don't. If you want to capture that, you're going to have to create another field for that, because that looks like that's being entered in by the coach or the reviewer.
Yeah, I think it's like just calculating the values of each grade, and once that passes, but they should know if it passes or fails.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. Kind of, it's duplication of. They're already asking if it passed or failed. I don't know why they are asking for the rolling up the total for someone to enter it in.
Okay. Do you know if the reviewers already have a form like this, and if so, what do they use? So like, like they have a given criteria that they mark it on? They just like have a pen and paper and like do that in a pitch and then say if they pass or fail, or
Well, the coaches, all the pitches, they'd get sent, the coach would get sent an email. They click on the link, would bring it up, and say, okay, this is for this venture that you just did a pitch, you just reviewed a pitch for. And then, it would just go in and enter in the information, right? So,
where would they enter the information? Like for this form, for example, there was no like scoring criteria.
right. On the other forms, it's all questions. There's no scoring. Right.
So previously, was there not a scoring criteria for pass fail?
No, they just selected the drop down on the other forms.
Okay.
There was just a drop down that said pass fail based off of what the information they got.
So if we're doing it based on a numbering system, is there a way to create like a calculated response, a calculated value?
You'd have to try to do that through form assembly. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's doable in form assembly.
Yeah, well, this entire form like doesn't seem like something that should be used with form assembly, which is why I'm like sort of thrown with it. Would you like agree with that, or do you think like form assembly could handle this like kind of form, or if there'd be a better alternative?
No, I can handle the kind of form. I think the form needs work myself. I just don't, it doesn't, I don't think you need to calculate the sum of the 7 questions here. I mean, it does make either all you have to say at the top is if, 31, if it's 31, it's to 35, it's a minimum pass. And you basically put that as text above when they select if it's pass or fail. I don't understand why they're asking pass or fail and then scoring it too down the bottom. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, okay, I can ask that question. I guess they don't have a form that graders use to evaluate, and they're trying to have a numerical system. But
yeah, so I mean, that's fine, but all that, I mean, we don't have that in Salesforce as is today. So that's why all those questions have to get creating new fields.
So you think just get rid of the calculated sum? Well, I guess it makes, I guess the point is they want to have it in Salesforce that this was the score.
Well, that's a different story, right? You can add it up in Salesforce as a score. You don't need the person on the, you don't need the person to be entering in the score. That's my point, right?
How would you add that?
We can calculate the score in Salesforce once you have all the values in there.
How would you go about doing that? Adding the score in Salesforce?
In Salesforce, you would just create a formula field where you add up the values of each of the questions.
Okay. Do you know if there's like a ready example at hand for that, or if that would be something new to be created?
I doubt there's an example in your instance of Salesforce. Basically, it would be a formula field that says, the score, right? And then it would be equal, and then you would take the field name plus the other field name plus the other field name plus the other field name, and it would add up the totals.
But then that wouldn't make sense to have a pass or fail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the whole form doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I understand you get it. You're asking questions and getting questioned, but if you're doing scoring and you're going to have it score automatically in Salesforce, why? And then you can determine based off the score if it passes or fail. Why are you asking the reviewer if it passed or failed, and why are you asking the score?
Right.
When those things can be automated on the Salesforce side.
Right. So would you say we change it so that this form gets rid of the pass fail section, and we just have the radio buttons, and then in Salesforce that would indicate whether it was a pass or fail?
That's what I would do, but again, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed the form, right? So I would have it just so that you're asking questions and then you're calculating in Salesforce. Once the record gets created in Salesforce, you calculate the score, and then based off the score, you set the pass or fail pick list.
Okay. I will go have a meeting with the person who created this form and discuss
Okay.
that. And then I will get back to you with that.
Okay.
But I think that should be doable. You and I are like the only people in IDEO know anything about Salesforce. Obviously, you know a lot more than I do. I know very minimal, but my minimal knowledge is significantly like a lot more than anyone else in the current organization.
No, you've been doing good. I don't. It's hard when someone creates a form, and I mean, it's really difficult to go out and create a form, and then they don't understand the data structure, because this, you know, it looks like it's just pitch information, and then you're putting in education information and other information that it's not that. I mean, we could do it, but it's going to take some time to build that form out.
I definitely, like, most of this semester has been issues with form assembly, and I need to definitely have a meeting with the adventure team to say we need to have like a form creation review process where someone on the tech team goes through with the person creating.
Yeah.
That should be good. I can definitely, this is all great feedback.
Okay.
I can definitely like push this on. No, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I will let you know how that goes.
All right, good luck.
Awesome. Yeah, no, this has been awesome.
Okay.